I've never seen an ugly win. So there was times that the game was ugly, but coming out on top, getting to 5 wins, after just the start. Really proud of the guys. Huge by the offense with Kansas tying the game and us coming down and putting us in field goal range. I thought Bradley had really one of the plays of the game with that long catch. Barron got it out quick. He wasn't even coming out of his break yet. For him to have the high discipline and the hands, to get around, man, I thought that was huge. He had a big day. Defensively, you're down there, and that was big. Not to give up the touchdown, to make them kick the field goal, to at least give us a shot to go down and kick the field goal. I thought, minus a couple plays, we played one of our better games against a really tough team offensively. We got going early running the football. Their defense did a great job of stopping that late, and man, we just found a way to win. And so I think that's what it's all about in November, just finding ways to win, to get you another one. And that was huge today. So with that, open up questions.
Seems like the defense, I mean, you want to date back to a similar game last year, maybe Iowa State, and it comes down, you had to have a big defensive stop in the red zone. You had that last year. You get 3 big red zone stops today. I guess just talk about those guys bending and not breaking yet again. Yeah,
that was huge because, you go back to last year, we were 9th in the country in red zone defense. And this year, we were talking, I think we might have been last in the conference coming into this game. And, just talking through some things that we got to be more disciplined with in the red zone with our eyes. Had to have a better rush, and be physical up front in the run game. And, if that happened every one of those times in the stop, whether it was either the coverage, the rush, or we were really physical in the run game. And so it was big. I thought Coach DeRuiter and his staff had a great game plan. They do a lot of stuff. I thought our guys felt really comfortable about playing. And, really minus the speed option that got out on us, I think we played really good defense.
And the offense, the spark that you needed early on and carried for most of the game. You spoke all week trying to start early. I guess you guys were able to do that and get to see the fruits of that.
Yeah, it was huge against them because if you look at their, the only quarter they're getting outscored is the 4th quarter. They're outscoring their opponent by a lot in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd quarter. And so to come out and get to that 10-0 lead at half was really big. I think that defense felt comfortable. We were able to get pressure on the quarterback. That was huge. That's something that, we've got pressure at times but haven't gotten home. And today we got home, I think, at least 3 times. And that made a big difference in the game.
A couple big plays from Rabbit tonight or today. What have you seen from him in the past couple of games? Seems like he's making an impact every week now.
Yeah, he's a pro. I tell scouts all the time when they come to the building, pick him. Your coaches say thank you because he's a coach on the field, extremely intelligent. And when we woke up this morning, I meet with Rabbit, CJ, Lux, Ben Roberts, and Plunk every Friday night. We eat ice cream together. That's our snack before we go back to our rooms. And I asked him about the game plan, and now Jacob's back, so he's in there. And it's, as a coach, I woke up this morning telling the defensive staff, it's absolutely amazing to sit there and listen to Rabbit go through the game plan and say, hey, at corner, you need to make sure you do this. Hey, Ben, I'm going to tell you this. Make sure you echo it. Like it's having a coach on the field, man. He's playing at such a high level, and he has such a huge care factor. I mean, he's a Red Raider. He's the leader of that defense right now.
Coy, he seems like, you had some high expectations for him heading into last year. Obviously, a couple of injuries happened, but he seems to be really getting his groove right now within the last few weeks. What can you say about him?
Yeah, the one thing, Barron feels really comfortable going to his left right now. I think it takes some pressure a little bit off of his shoulder. So I think that's really big. Coy, is such a physical route runner. Everybody right now kind of sees the routes that he's running and what he's doing, and he's really physical. Like it's hard to push him off his route whenever he's running some of the comebacks and stuff like that. And so, proud of him, man. We needed all of them today. We needed Miles and Bradley and Coy and man, that last drive again. Can't say enough about Barron and Bradley.
And I mean, we've already spoke about this before, but the life of a kicker. Gino comes back out, and he hits a couple field goals early in the game when the offense is sputtering, and then misses the one, but then comes back when you need him most.
Yeah, going into that, we probably pushed him as far as we could on that 48-yarder going into their scoreboard because that's where the wind, was coming. Man, I thought he hit it with plenty of leg. He just kind of, pushed it a little bit. But that's the thing about him, he's been so consistent. Credit some of our guys that have kicked here before of just reminding him, no matter what the distance is, there's a way that you approach the kick and nothing changes. And man, he's a dude, man. I mean, he is. Nothing bothers him. He just comes out, and he's got the thing that makes a good kicker too. He'll tell you, he's got a great operation. He's got a great deep snapper in Knox. He's got a great holder in Austin, and then he puts it through. And no matter what order they're in, they always hear me. I go, good snap, good hold, good kick, or whoever's the first one to me, good hold, good snap, good kick. They're automatic, and they trust each other, and that's a big part of having confidence as a kicker.
Do you see progress like at the beginning of the season? A lot of one-score games weren't going your way the past couple of weeks. You didn't play great the entire game, but you found ways to win at the end. Have you noticed a change over the past couple of weeks?
I think the biggest thing is the locker room has stuck together. Coach Lance and I were talking before the game, and when you go through the injuries that we've gone through this year, when you go through the losses that we've gone through this year, then there's a lot of locker rooms around the country that start splintering, and pointing fingers and pulling apart. And it says a lot about the care factor our guys have, the belief that they have in each other. And so whenever you can keep that locker room together and just keep fighting, then the more you do it, good things are going to happen. And right now, some really good things are happening to us, and so it's really big.
With the struggles on the road, you knew coming into this game, 2 of the last 3 games you're going to be on the road, needing to win at least 2 of those games. How big of a relief is it to see you guys battle the way they did today, and now just 1 win away from a bowl?
Yeah, it's huge, man. That's the one thing. It's you just look at the record on the road, man. We haven't won on the road. We've played well at times. And good enough to win. We haven't found a way. I think the 11 a.m. kick helped us. We're a morning practice team, so our guys are in the building usually by 5:45, some 5:30. So the morning doesn't bother us when we're getting up. And I think it, allowed us to, get up, eat, and let's go to work. And, they came out, they really did. They came out ready to play and put us in a good situation to, fight our tails off all 4 quarters to win the game.
Any idea on the status of Tyler Owens?
I think we were worried that there's a break, there's no break. And so now it's just going to be treatment all week, and, hopefully he can get back. It was, lower leg, ankle. We were worried that, something might have broken, but they were able to x-ray it here, nothing broken. So we should get him, he'll be hopefully fine. We'll get healthier, we'll get Mason back. We feel like we'll get him back for sure. Steve didn't play today, didn't make the trip. We couldn't get his back right, but he was trending in the right direction. It was just when you're limited to taking 70 guys, you got to take 70 healthy guys to try to get you out of the game, and knowing that we weren't going to play him. And so, trending in the right direction there. I think for the most part, I know we're banged up, just going through a football game, but I think we came out pretty healthy of the game.
Joey, can you break down you may have done it already, I apologize. But
No, you're good.
The 2 4th down stops in the first half where Brendan Lux made the play on Jason Bean, and then Lux and away the guys tackled Highshaw in the backfield.
Yeah, that was huge. I think the one thing, our guys had great confidence in the game plan, and the one thing we talked about was playing better in the red zone, covering better in the red zone, so that's eye discipline, pressure on the quarterback in the red zone, and then also getting the ball down. And I thought that's one thing that we did. We got the ball down and made them snap the ball. Didn't give up a lot of easy ones besides that one speed option to where, we pressured the quarterback too fast, should have slow played the quarterback, gave more guys time, and then we just missed a tackle. We had an unblocked player miss a tackle. Besides that, man, I thought it's one of our better tackling days, especially against these two running backs because they're really, really good. And, I think they executed. The big thing was they executed the call.
Braylon Lux played nearly every snap. It seemed like a corner. Is there anything wrong with Rashad, or is Braylon just trended?
No, it's kind of, it was, I actually talked about that in the locker room because there was probably a couple of guys that thought they were going to play more. And it just got into that kind of game, where you get in those games and it's really tight and it's like, who's playing better, or who's in the groove. Braylon was playing really well, almost ended the game with a pick six. Earlier on that drive that they scored, kicked the field goal on the very first play. And so he was playing really well, and so we just, went with him. I mean, it's kind of one of those deals, like we're going to play Mo Horn a little bit more, but Malik was playing really well. Kind of in and out with BJ and Tyler Owens. I think you probably look at the linebackers whenever you look at the snaps, and Jacob Rodriguez probably played more than he did last week. It's just kind of more than anything of guys in a really tight game playing well enough to stay in the game.
Well, what had Braylon done, I guess, prior to that, just to, get the start and become, get the guy or become the guy who's, as they started and got the snaps early?
Yeah, just practice. I mean, I think the biggest thing, we talk all the time, and it's going to be another great week of when you practice well and play hard, then good things happen to you. And so, anytime winning or losing, you want to make sure they understand practicing hard makes you have an opportunity to play well. But winning, you get to push them even harder, and we'll be able to ramp practice up even more and push them harder to get them to understand practice is everything to us in this program, and the harder you practice, the better you're going to play. There's no all of a sudden you get to Saturday and hope and prayer and all that stuff. It doesn't work that way, man. It works. You practice well, you're usually going to have an opportunity to play well.
Got time for a couple more.
Jerron hasn't, had the season that people expected or wanted him to have. How much did he maybe vindicate himself with what he did there at the end, and what made it the right time for those calls that he made the big plays on?
Huge play. I think if you go, you're going to have a couple of different plays. Like I think Rabbit's interception was one of the plays of the game. I thought a couple of sacks that we had was a couple of plays of the game. But one of the biggest plays of the game was, Barron got it out. JB hadn't even come out of his break yet, so it's impressive, number one, for him to get his eyes around and just the ability to catch that ball. It was huge, and he did. He had a big game. He had 4 catches for 91 yards and long of 33, and man, we needed every one of those yards to win this game.
Coach, probably know Patrick Mahomes is on the sideline. What's it like just having someone like that for your program that can bring so much excitement, just being there and seeing the Red Raiders section go crazy for him?
Yeah, he's the best, man. I don't know if anybody in any sport carries their university's flag with a pride and just the dedication that he does. And man, I can't thank him enough, man. He is. I think he's the best player in football. He's going to be the best player in football for a long, long time, and that's good for us, man. We use it in recruiting all the time. That look what you can do from here. But the great thing whenever you do that is when you've got a guy that's still active and wears the double T, and now with some of the things that are going on, you get to wear it a lot more. So really excited and happy he was here.
Joey, what was your or the team's interaction with him today consist of?
Nothing, just time-wise. I mean, I think if it would have been a later kick, because, whenever he came last year, he got to come in the locker room and, interact with the players and everything. Really before the game, really not a lot, just because it was such an early kick, man. We got here, he put the pads on, started getting warmed up, and went to work.
So he wasn't in here at halftime?
No. No.
All right, thanks, Coach.
I got one more thing, man. We get a chance to get to 6 next week at home, so we need every single Red Raider. If you hadn't got your tickets yet, man, get your tickets. If you can't be there, give your tickets to one of your buddies, man. We need Jones AT&T to be the greatest environment, which it is, and we need you guys because we got a great opportunity next week against a really good football team, and we're going to be there. We're going to fight our tails off for you. So show up, be loud, and let's have some fun getting bowl eligible. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Neil Garcia.
Tino, when's the last time you made a, say, game-winning field goal and decided the game in the last minute or two?
I don't think so. I don't think I've had one yet. I think this is my first one. I think I've had some game go ahead in high school in playoffs, but I think that was it. At HBU, I never had one, and then I haven't had one here until today. So I'm just thankful.
You know, you made your first two, missed that third one, came back and nailed the game winner, obviously. What was your thought process after missing that one? Were you just waiting for another opportunity to go and redeem yourself and win the game for you guys?
I mean, just trusting it. That's the biggest thing. We've practiced it so many times. The game winner's a game winner. You practice it in practice all the time. You treat it the same, and it's kind of just something that God has just blessed me with, and just to allow me to just practice and learn from those sometimes.
When a team starts, back at the 25-yard line or whatever it was, 26 seconds to go, what was kind of your process on the sideline to prepare for the possibility that they'll put you in position? And what's kind of going through your head? What are you doing over there?
I mean, you treat it the same. Treat it the same like just any other kid. You go to the sideline, you go to the net and hit some field goals. See the team like just driving down, and then just treat it the same way. Whenever it comes down to a field goal, it's just another regular field goal that we won the game with.
Anything else?
How'd you feel when you were standing over it? I mean, 20-yarder, and then when you hit it, did you know immediately it was good?
As soon as I hit it, I kind of had a feeling that it was good. But I usually struggle. I struggled today in warm-ups and in halftime on the right hash over there. So it was kind of something that I was just like, well, you have to just trust it. You've done it so many times. Because the wind was, you couldn't really tell off of it, but it was driving from left to right. So on the one that I missed, I tried to hit it a little bit to the left so it could come back in. And I mean, I just kind of pulled it a little too much and I mishit it. But it happens. I mean, that's why you just bounce back and then you just treat it the same way that you've always been treated.
So it was coming across this way?
It was going from this way to that.
Oh, okay, it's pushing
Yeah.
that way.
So that's why I went from left. I was aiming for like left middle, and I was also trying to like have a little small pull with it. I mean, it was a mistake on my part. You learn from mistakes, and you kind of just go to practice back this week and just get back to work.
Anything else? All right, we'll have start.
Tony, y'all held the scoreless for 3+ quarters. What working on defense?
I think everybody just doing their job was working. I truly believe in our defensive staff. I think I have one of the best defensive coordinators in the nation, and we understand, and it's been proven that we only get scored on when guys make mistakes. And so our guys were locked in. Shout out to everybody that played today, and shout out to Coach DeRuta because the scheme worked, the play calls worked, and I think that's why we were able to hold those guys scoreless for so long.
3 red zone stops. I mean, this comes something that you guys just pride yourself with of bending and not breaking.
Absolutely. When it's just something about a team trying to go for it on 4th down that just gets me excited. Like no matter how many plays I go, I'm not tired anymore because I'm like, if we get a stop right now, we're off the field. So you try to just give it everything you got to get that stop, and luckily we were able to do that today.
Tony, what was the mentality late after you guys controlled the game for 3 quarters before Devin Neal pops the big one? What's kind of the mentality over there on the sideline when they reverse the momentum and kind of have it all going in their direction?
We knew pretty much throughout the entire game it was our defense. We gotta stay on it because one touchdown, they're still in it. I think the score was 13-0 or 10-0. That's not that's not just blowing someone out. Even though they have a goose egg on the board, we understand that one touchdown equals 6 points and a field goal, that's 7. So they're right where they want to be. And so once the momentum did shift a little bit, we just kind of clicked together as a defense, kind of came to a little huddle on the sideline. I was like, hey, y'all, if this game come down to us, good. If it doesn't, good. But we can't give up. We just got to continue to stay and fight, continue to do what we're supposed to do, and continue to do what we're coached to do. And that's simply just us doing our job.
You knew that with 3 games left, 2 of them on the road, you had to win at least 1 on the road to stay bowl eligible. You able to get it today in a pretty gritty way. Just take me through knowing that you're able to win this way and not just 1 win away from Clemson Bowl.
It feels good. This season obviously didn't turn out the way any Red Raider expected it to be, especially us as players and coaches. But what's next? Like we always say, we still have an opportunity to do something great. So it's still right in front of us. We just got to earn the right. And today we did that. And that was a really, really great opponent in Kansas. That's a good team. And so I'm just blessed to be in this position. I'm just glad that I'm on this team because they're a good team, but we're a good team as well. And I just want everybody to continue to know that, continue to trust in us and never give up on us. Our coaches are doing everything they can. Our players are doing everything that they can to make sure we win these next couple games out. And so we'll see what happens, but I'm excited.
Tony, on Kansas' last series when they're down there, basically playing goal line defense, the play that Devin Neal, little halfback pass, did y'all have quick recognition on that, or y'all call an out pass?
I knew something was up just by the way the O-line was protected. They were a little soft in their protection, and so I kind of stopped my rush just to look back and see like who was open, or if anyone was open. Once I seen that those guys were in coverage, I just saw guys doing their job, holding their man like they're supposed to, and I was just glad to see that happen. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the one where Malik almost had the interception, and their guys kind of pushed him a little bit, and we didn't get the call, but it's okay. But I'm just glad to know that our guys were doing their job and had their eyes in the right spot and holding their guys they were supposed to.
When y'all have that recognition, was anybody yelling pass or?
Yeah, absolutely. We heard coaches on the sideline yelling it. You can hear players on the sideline yelling it. We're on the field yelling it as well. It's kind of communication is one of the key things on defense, and so I think we've been practicing it pretty well this week, and so that's why we were able to talk to each other all day because that offense does a lot of funny stuff. They move around a lot. They do all type of shifts and motions, and if you don't communicate as a defense, you're really not playing defense.
And what's it like as a defensive guy when you're on the sideline and the offense has 26 seconds or whatever it was, and he goes and gets the job done?
I had faith in him the entire time. I was like, we had a couple of timeouts left, and I'm like 30 seconds. I said, I trust him, and I really did. And obviously, they got the job done. And I told Gino in the locker room, I gave him a hug, and I was like, man, I'm glad you made that kick because I was not trying to play overtime.
All right, we'll let Tony go and bring up Barron and Tom.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Tony. All right, go ahead, guys.
You guys knew you had to have a strong start. That's something the coach mentioned earlier in the week that you wanted to be able to strong start, and you guys were able to do that on the first 2 drives. Just take me through being able to do that and carry that lead for the majority of the game.
Yeah, we knew going into the game that we had to start fast just because they've jumped on opponents early this year, scoring quick. So we just had to rely on light boxes, and they gave us a good run box in the first half, and we just let the man 2A do his job.
Yeah, just something that Coach Kelly preached in during the week is we got to start fast and we got to go into Kansas and try to score first and just let them come from behind. So things like that.
Taj, I know we asked you this several times, but 30 carries, I think you had 33 or however many carries again today. How's the body feeling late in the season with the kind of workload that you have and all the hits that you're taking?
I was feeling awesome. I'm feeling just 100% as I was last week and the week before. So it's just really just me during the week taking care of my body and just staying on top of it.
Barron, can you take us through that throw, the one that set up the field goal there to Jaron Brent?
Yeah, I just knew that they were going to go man coverage, and JB got a good jump from the start. Held my eyes in the middle of the field to keep that safety high, and just kind of put it on his back shoulder where it was him or nobody, and he made a great play on it. Set us up for Gino to do his job.
Coach gave a lot of credit for you to have that ball because he didn't even make his break yet, and yet you knew exactly where to put it. I guess seeing that this whole season, I know battling some injuries, this and that, but where do you think you have improved the most playing?
Yeah, I think it's week to week, dealing with injury and dealing with, different defenses that you're going to see in the Big 12, which are all good defenses. So it's just really diving into the playbook and understanding what we're going to do offensively and where they're going to be pre-snap and where they're going to be post-snap. That's kind of the thing that I've grown on this year. Coach Kelly has helped me tremendously in that aspect.
Can you kind of discuss the couple of completed passes that you threw before the big one at the end? You get Jerron and Miles for the first two passes in that series.
Yes, sir. Yeah, going to that drive, they left us 26 seconds, and so we were like, yeah, that's cake. We do that every day in practice, and so we just got out there and ran bread and butter day one install plays, and the line did a great job holding them up. Taj did a great job in the protection too, and then JB just coming up big when it mattered the most, and Miles over the middle making that good play, contested catch. You can't say enough about the guys and just getting them the ball in their hands and letting them do the work.
What was the route that Jerron ran on the one at the end?
That was just a go. Yeah.
Was that? Of course, you didn't have any time really left there. I was going to say, did that decide to throw that particular throw? Did that have anything to do with the one that he had made earlier, going the other way? Right.
Yeah. We going into it, it's day one install, and it's a great play that all the air raid runs, and it's called 95, and it's a mandatory outside release. He was man coverage. That's really where you're supposed to go with the ball, and so just giving JV a chance and let his big body make a play.
We talked about the defensive guys and their reactions, you guys going down there in 26 seconds and getting the job done, but what about you guys' reaction on the sideline? You see Kansas get inside the 20-yard line 3 times, and 2 of them ending in field goals. The other stopped on 4th down. What do you kind of say about those guys coming up big?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say just our defense. We see them every day in practice. We go against them every day in practice. So things that they did a great job against us and things like that. And then coming into Kansas, I already knew this defense is probably the best defense in the Big 12 in my opinion, from the guys we have on the team and the way that they watch film and the way that they take credit in things that they do on the field. So I feel like I had full confidence of them getting that stop and them basically playing hard for each other.